The crystal energy expresses itself through searching and choosing to experience the oneness above polarity. It is the state of being where the lion and the lamb can coexist in harmony. That is why these beings do not need to experience the duality of the streams and the absence of God, because they have made a conscious choice to which all of us are heading towards. This way, they are able to play their own game and ignore the established game of polarities of the third dimension, and we are taught by example to follow suit. A crystal child in his school decided, at the attitude of his fellows of stepping on ants, to create a bugs farm. During recess, he put the bugs on the leaves, and soon some children became curious and stopped killing the ants and started to observe them instead. Doing this, they entered into the game of the crystal boy, who attracted them just by his example. Under the influence of the crystal energies, it is easier to flow with the circumstances and let yourself be inspired by the apparent coincidences and insights coming from the hints that our guides and of course our higher self reveal to us every day. Manifesting through the crystal energies means to set the desired goal to be reached and then let the universe to arrange the best way to achieve this. Like water, the crystal energy inexorably finds its way and flows around obstacles without losing sight of the goal. Under the influence of crystal energy, the person is more conscious of the universe of energy around us and is able to apply energy healing techniques such as Ho'oponopono and Reiki, even if they are not aware of it, for example, with very young people. The crystal energy can also enable a connection to other dimensions and realms and is useful as a connecting bridge between the universe and the material world, opening the doors for enhanced perceptions so we can get into these frequencies and explore multidimensionality. Beings that express the crystal energy are able to awake people by just their presence alone. Sometimes it is not even required a physical presence. This can be also achieved through image and sounds, like Jessica Sharp does. People from very diverse backgrounds report that they have felt inspired to connect with these energies and make changes in their lives just by only reading her poems or watching her videos on the internet. The same happens with the readers of the books about Anastasia. The crystal energy also teaches us to think globally and unified, to transcend the boundaries of the mind, not allowing religious, cultural, and political beliefs to divide us. Being expressing this energy are ambassadors of a consciousness of unity and respect for diversity, where personal choices and preference do not affect our mutual appreciation. They act from the heart and are masters of unconditional love. When we come into contact with people who express these energies, especially if it is done as parents or educators, we might tend to feel like the woman who intends to take a tea with a penguin. These beings may appear very different, incomprehensible, and unpredictable to us. You can even wish that they were normal, because their attitudes and responses are very disturbing, and they do not compile to the rules of what is expected from them in society. But if we see the auric level with their light bodies, suddenly these differences are blurred. And if we see ourselves as a part of the universal tapestry of energy, then from the oneness point of view, all the differences disappear and we understand that we are in fact one and we cannot be divided. In families where there is at least one member carrying these energies, it can happen that the other members are not aware of the spiritual dimension and the purpose of being put together as a family, and look at themselves as isolated entities that just have the will to live together and are only bounded by blood ties and common memories, as society has taught us to look at it. This contrasts with what we know about these people choosing their families by finger pick, making contacts at the soul level with all family members before coming to Earth. This way, family relationships are much deeper and more complex than it seems, as each member had skills to develop and defects to overcome throughout the help of other family members, involving teamwork as individual work as well. Family interactions are much more intertwined and interconnected on the soul level than we could imagine, knowing that many of these interactions occur in an unconscious way, without us realizing that we function as mirrors for each other, providing insights and learning experiences that are sometimes not so easy to go through, but sure, very beneficial once learned. For example, a family member could help another to overcome shyness, and in exchange receives assistance to control his character, while helping a third member to have more tenacity and is taking lessons from a fourth member on unconditional love. We must realize that there is a reason, a divine order in every relationship that we have to honor, making the effort and being open to the experience of interacting in such an intense way as within a family environment is possible. For parents, family members, and teachers of indigo or crystal beings, it is sometimes difficult to be aware of what it means to be carriers of these energies at early ages. The first thing we must know is they have a very high sensitivity that makes them more vulnerable to chemical, electromagnetic, astral, visual, and sonic pollution. We should know that a TV near them running all the day pollutes in many ways. It is important to monitor the range of chemicals such as detergents and food they are come in contact before medicating unnecessarily. In these cases, it is best to be led by our own sensitivity and intuition in order to detect anything that could be altering their vibrational integrity. As the vibrational level is usually higher than the one in their surroundings, we have two options. Either we help to raise the vibrational level around them, and this includes our very own, for them to be well, or else we have to be aware that they will eventually reduce their vibrational level to match their environment, being unable to sustain it so high anymore. By doing this, they suffer, even they do not realize what's happening. This happens especially to crystals because they are so empathic. The indigos have additional to this a very intense energy level that needs to be channeled into physical and mental activities according to their interest. They need to bring their energy to work and feel useful for very early ages. Also, they need our help in order to better understand the society and the world they were born. They have difficulties understanding, for example, our social behaviors, health, financial, and legal systems. For them, our rules of coexistence that do not come from the heart are a waste of time and effort, and they try to simplify it while rejecting it at the same time. Because they have come to make change, we need first to explain them how we and our society work, so that once it is understood, they can show us where and how to change for better. They are also very grateful if we bring them in touch with vibrations related to theirs as much as possible. It is like offering them an oasis, a heaven of peace and harmony. In the company of their allies, they can relax and be fully themselves. It could also happen that they discover tasks and projects to work together with. They need the help of their parents and mentors in order to discover and fulfill their purpose in life in ways that are sometimes beyond the usual. Also, the boy Ryan is now combining his university studies with the managing of his foundation, which can be equated with a normal career. His beginnings were all but usual, and his parents are to be commended for giving him the means to pursue his passion. Akian also asked to be educated at home and led an unconventional lifestyle that their parents have fully supported. They also need assistance to deal with the old energies and patterns of the established systems. They find it hard to understand and identify the manipulative games, the ego-driven greed, envy, jealousy, arrogance, and cowardice expressed by people they get in contact with. Therefore, it is necessary to help them to avoid that these low energies affect them. In order to do this, we have also to monitor their environment and see what they see in media, violent movies, discussions, and alarmist tones that are best to be avoided.